the last thing ever anyone will want to be is a criminal. In fact, even real criminals out there probably sometime in their life never thought they will end up being criminals. But do you know that there are some activities that we take lightly that render us or may render us criminals, and we don't want to be that criminals? Let's talk about that in this video. Get your cup of coffee or tea. Let's do this. Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to a new video here on One Baba Salam. First and foremost, this video is educative and it is a serious one and it's going to be interactive. I will really appreciate your cooperation. Please do interact. I'm going to be asking a few questions, in fact, only 3 of them, which at the end of mentioning them, you will want to pause the video. You can see the questions and answer them in the comments below. And then the discussion continues afterward, inshallah. So by writing in the comments below, the first question is, what are some acts that make anyone a criminal? What is it that if anyone does, in your eyes, he becomes a criminal, regardless, he becomes a criminal. Number 2 is, what do criminals deserve? If someone is condemned and accused, not only accused, is found guilty of something that is confirmed to be crime, what does he deserve? And then, where should criminals be kept? If someone is found guilty of being a criminal, where should he be kept? So in the next few seconds, a minute or so, you may want to pause video and comment, and then we continue after that, inshallah. Let's do this. All right, welcome back, my good friends. Before making this video, I did ask myself, of course, and then ask some people around me. The answers we all thought of or shared are very similar, and probably what you have kindly, generously written in the comments below may also be the same. And I don't know what you are going to write in the comments below, because it will come after this video is uploaded, isn't it? So now what we had is roughly theft, murder, rape, drugs, scam, bully, hurting others, and what have you. So these are more or less, if they are to be put in theme or themed, they more or less will be in these categories. And also, in the next question, what do criminals deserve? Some may say counseling, some may say punishment. At the end of the day, punishment, counseling. If you fall a victim to crime of any sort, this will be this will not be an issue at all. And also, where should criminals be kept? I believe this is straightforward. Everyone mentioned prison, of course, jail, of course, and there we go. I don't know, your answers may be different. Let this discussion continue. But it is surprising or unsurprising. It is unsurprisingly surprising. Yes, it is unsurprisingly surprising that if we open the Quran today, open the Quran and look for criminals and crime, it will not talk about theft. It will not talk about bully. It will not talk about murder. It will not talk about scam and what have you. All these are crimes, no doubt about it. All these are crimes and punishable, no doubt about it. But you'll be surprised that when the Quran talks about crime, it talks about it from different angle, different level, which if you and I, we avoid the crime that the Quran refers to and defines as crime, if we avoid criminals, the status and the title of criminals which the Quran defines, if you and I are able to free ourselves from that title, then whatever we have shared here to be crime will not be an issue for us. We will not fall in them by Allah's will. So the context is that if we open Surah Al-Muddathir, for example, and look at the verses, there is a mention of criminals. There is a mention of criminals. The people of Jannah who will be in paradise will be asking about the criminals. Who didn't make it to Jannah? And then they will ask them. A conversation will take between them. And then the criminals, those who are categorized and classified as criminals in the definition of the Quran, will be answering why they become criminals and why they ended up in hell. And hell here is their punishment, the place of punishment where criminals should be kept. You and I, we agree that criminals should be kept in jail. And in the hereafter, the jail is hell. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Kalla wal qamar. Allah swear by the moon, and Allah can swear by anything. Wallayli idh adbar, by the night when it departs. Was-subhi idha asfar, by the dawn when it lightens. Innaha la ihdal kubar. Allah swear by the moon, by the night, by the dawn. And then he said, Innaha la ihdal kubar. Indeed, it is one of the greatest things. What is that? Saqar. Because before this word, it mentioned saqar and then gave examples and then came down to say, Kalla wal qamar. Innaha, the saqar, the hell, is one of the greatest things, scariest things, if you may. Nadhirun lil bashar, it is a warning to man. It is a warning to man. Allah says it is a warning to man about something that is coming in the future, but Allah has already mentioned that it exists. Liman sha'a minkum, now that you know about it. Liman sha'a minkum yataqaddam wa yata'akhkhar. You have the choice. Either to take heed, behave, mind your business, or go careless. Liman sha'a minkum yataqaddam wa yata'akhkhar, to whoever wills among you to proceed or stay behind. Kullu nafsin bima kasabat rahina. Every soul shall be retained for what it has earned. Every soul shall be retained for what it has earned. No one will be retained for nothing. The exception, illa ashab al-yamin, except the companions of the right. The companions of the right here is referring to people of Jannah, dwellers of Jannah, those who will end up in Jannah. No one will end up in Jannah for no reason. And definitely there will be Jannah and there will be people who go into Jannah. Illa ashab al-yamini fi jannatin yatasa'alun. In the Jannah, they will be asking among themselves. Fi jannatin yatasa'alun. They will be asking when they are in the gardens in the Jannah, asking among themselves, about what? About what? Anil mujrimin, about the criminals. Those who will be on the left. The left here is hell. The left here is saqar. Now, the people of Jannah will be asking among themselves about the mujrimin, and a conversation is going to take place between them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling about something in the future as if it has already happened. And then they will ask them, and whether we believe or not, this is reality. So for the one who believes, he will take it seriously. For the one who chooses not to believe, he will go heedless, but that doesn't change anything. Because in the end, there will be people of the right, companions of the right. There will also be companions of the left. Ma salakakum fi saqar, they will ask them, the criminals who end up in the jail. They will be asked by those who behaved and didn't commit crimes. Ma salakakum fi saqar. Fi saqar. What brought you into hell, into saqar? And then they will respond. They will not say we killed. They will not say we scammed. They will not say we raped. They will not say we murdered or what. They will not say we committed theft. Instead, they will say, Lam naku min al-musallin. Qalu lam naku min al-musallin. We were not among those who prayed. وَلَمْ نَكُنْ نُطْعِمُ الْمِسْكِينَ, and we did not feed the poor. وَكُنَّا نَخُوضُ مَعَ الْخَائِضِينَ, and we indulged in aimless, in fruitless, in meaningless conversations or discussions or arguments with those who busied themselves with it. وَكُنَّا نُكَذِّبُ بِيَوْمِ الدِّينِ, and we belied, we rejected, we denied the day of judgment. We denied the day of judgment. You and I just now, when we brainstormed on criminal, what defines criminal, and a criminal, what they deserve, and where they belong to, where they should be kept, we agreed that what? When we define all that, it is because we are aware of it and we behave ourselves not to be like them and end up in that destination. That destination is the day of judgment for them, as far as this dunya is concerned. In the akhirah, do we believe that equally, the same way about akhirah? وَكُنَّا نُكَذِّبُ بِيَوْمِ الدِّينِ. Sometimes our words may not deny or belie the day of judgment, but our actions may deny and reject and belie the day of judgment. وَكُنَّا نُكَذِّبُ بِيَوْمِ الدِّينِ. The mujrimin, the criminals, will say that. حَتَّى أَتَانَا الْيَقِينَ, until the inevitable end or the death overtook us. Most of the time, criminals, when they commit crime, they think they will get away with it until they find themselves under arrest or so. وَكُنَّا حَتَّى أَتَانَا الْيَقِينَ, until death overtook us. This is going to happen. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us what it takes to behave, to be among the companions of the right and not be among the criminals. Again, if you open the Quran, anywhere it talks about mujrimin, ajrama, it has everything to do with mindfulness of Allah, being mindful of Allah, and also mistreating the words of Allah, the commands of Allah, believing folks. An example, what they did is what? Not praying, not feeding the poor, indulging in vain discussions, making mockery of the believing folks, making mockery of those who want to be believers, who want to practice their religion, looking at them as backwards, looking at them as fools and stupids, belying the day of judgment in many ways, by action, by our reaction, and what have you. Now, let's take a look at this verse in from Surah Al-Kahf. وَوُضِعَ الْكِتَابِ. Allah gives us another example of actions that is going to happen in the hereafter. وَوُضِعَ الْكِتَابِ, the book, وَوُضِعَ الْكِتَابِ فَتَرَى الْمُجْرِمِينَ مُشْفِقِينَ مِمَّا فِيهِ وَيَقُولُونَ يَا وَيْلَتَنَا مَا لِهَذَا الْكِتَابِ لَا يُغَادِرُ صَغِيرَةً وَلَا كَبِيرَةً إِلَّا أَحْصَاهَا وَوَجَدُوا مَا عَمِلُوا حَاضِرًا وَلَا يَظْلِمُ رَبُّكَ أَحَدًا. And the book of deeds will be placed before them, before everyone, and you will see the criminals, فَتَرَى الْمُجْرِمِينَ, they will see the criminals fearful of its contents. And after opening it and going through it, وَيَقُولُونَ يَا وَيْلَتَنَا, woe unto us, مَا لِهَذَا الْكِتَابِ, what's wrong with this book? What a book is this? In the hereafter, no one can sigh, no one can use vulgar. The SHIT word will not work there. The FUK word will not work there. The HEL word will not work there. Ya waylatana, woe unto us. Ma li hadha al-kitab. What a record is this? La yughadiru saghiratan wala kabiratan illa ahsaha. It doesn't leave any deed, whether it's small or big. At least take only the big ones. No. Meaning, we were just making. It was just a joke. It was just a joke, and the joke was also here. It was not just. It was not a serious discussion, and it is here. لا يغادر صغيرة ولا كبيرة إلا أحصاها. It accounted for. Every small thing was accounted for. Nothing goes unaccounted for. And then وَوَجَدُوا مَا عَمِلُوا حَاضِرًا. They found everything they have done being laid in front of them. وَلَا يَظْلِمُ رَبُّكَ أَحَدًا. And your Lord does not do unjust to anyone. Again, this we are reading it now as it is in the Quran, as if it has already happened. This leaves anyone with no excuse to believe, to doubt, to think that it is a joke, it is a story, it is a fiction. It is not. It is going to happen. And Ashab al-Yamin is reality. And Ashab al-Shimal is reality. And you and I, we have the choice. We don't want to commit this crime. And these are the crimes we cannot afford to commit. These are the criminals we cannot afford to be. So let's safeguard ourselves and our loved ones. In Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Inna alladhina ajramu, those who have committed crime. Kanu, what do they used to do? Kanu min alladhina amanu yadhakun. They used to make mockery of the believing folks. They used to make fun of them. وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِهِمْ يَتَغَامَزُونَ. When they pass by them, they sign to them. They use their eyes and signals to indicate to them, to direct to them. And this is exactly what the Mujrimin will mention as according to Surah Al-Muddathir. So you see, we all agree that criminals need counseling, punishment, and they don't belong to free world. They belong to be locked up. And the reality is that whoever commits crime faces it. And we don't want to face it. Therefore, we are not committing crime. You and I now, we are walking free because we are not committing any crime. As far as the acts of crime we brainstorm together is concerned. So now, in the context of the Quran, which we read every day, we read the Quran every day. Reading the Quran every day doesn't mean we read everything in the Quran every day. Even if you read only Surah Al-Fatiha every day, you read the Quran every day. So we read the Quran every day, and the Quran tells us the reality, the true crimes. And the interesting thing is that, like I mentioned this earlier, right? Whoever observes these crimes and purifies himself and stays away from falling into this classification of criminals, most of the time, 99%, he will be free from the crime we have brainstormed and mentioned in the comments below. And by the way, thank you very much for participating and sharing your thoughts and your comments and your answers below. And I hope that this educative reminder benefits me and benefits your good selves and benefits our loved ones. Please share it with your loved ones, because not only you and I, we don't want to be these criminals. We don't want our loved one also to be criminals. We want to be among the companions of the right and be in Jannah. And that's why we see you in Jannah every day. All right. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us what it takes to purify our dunya for the best interest of our akhirah. Until our next video, I leave you in Allah's protection. See you in Jannah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
ودمع الأسى كل حين يزيد فقد قلت في الآي لا تقنطوا وإن تعف عني فذا يوم عيد وإن تعف عني فذا يوم عيد